beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, I have a guest here by name Femi, and I'll be giving him opportunity to introduce himself. But wait, before then, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be bringing guests here to talk about their study abroad journey, or what they're currently doing if they want to share that. And I hope that you'd get something out of this interview today. So I will hand over to my guest today. So Femi.
Hi.
So
Hi.
can you introduce yourself briefly?
All right. My name is Adifemi Fagite. I'm currently a PhD student here at the University of South Dakota. I'm a writer. I'm a poet. When I say I'm a writer, I write different genres like poetry, fiction. I haven't tried not fiction though, but I'm also a screenwriter. So I'm also an instructor. So I think that's basically everything about me.
Femi is a professor. That is the summary. Femi is a professor. All this professor that likes writing, critiquing. Femi is just there, like he's the professor.
I pray.
No, you're an instructor. English for that matter. Like you are teaching English now. Femi. Don't be humble, please.
No, we need that humility.
Okay, so just going right into the next question. So you mentioned that you're currently a PhD student.
Yeah.
Like, is it that you did a BSc to PhD, or you did BSc, then masters, then PhD?
No, actually, I follow the normal process, like
What's the
PhD.
normal process?
I know people jump the gun, like they move from maybe bachelor's to PhD. However, for me, I backed my bachelor's degree first, and then I moved to my master's degree, which is an MFA in creative writing. Then I applied for a PhD program, and here I am as a PhD student.
Yeah, I asked that because people back home didn't know that, and you say like, "Oh, you're a PhD." I'm like, "Well, you had your masters. Are you leaving Miami out of this conversation?"
No, I would never leave Miami. Actually, I would never leave Miami. I love Miami so much.
Okay. I just wanted to say that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. So can you tell us why you decided to study in the US? Why not Nigeria back home? Why did you decide to come to the US to study?
Wow, that's a very big question for me. So, yeah, I'm like I said. I don't know if I said this earlier. I'm a writer, and way back in Nigeria, as a writer, writing is not a thing. It's not a career. Let's start with that. And by the time you start telling one or two people I'm a writer, they look at you as an unserious person. They take you that what is this? We have like 2 or 3 major courses that are the best, which is either you're studying medicine, you're studying law, studying engineering. So as a writer, I needed to be in a space where I'm being recognized, I needed to be in a place where I can find my own community, people that understand that we can thrive together. And I'm not saying that there are no writers in Nigeria, but I needed a place to get that validation also, because my background is in the science. I studied agriculture in Nigeria at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. So
I never knew that.
So, I studied crop protection at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. And I found writing within that period. And but so I needed that validation coming from a science background. And I just thought about it. Where and how can I get that? And that was when I did my research. I found out that there are actually MFA programs outside the country. We don't have MFA programs in Nigeria. We only have, I think, MEs. So, and then you cannot become an MA student if you don't have a strong background in maybe literature or English. So, but for MFA programs, they don't care about your background. It's about your writing, about your how well you can write, or if you have the potential to write. So, because of that, I applied for an MFA at Miami University, and I got in, and I finished my program from Miami University. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great to know. That transition was kind of drastic, I would say, because co-align, like, doesn't align, like, you going from sciences to art, like, that's two different, like, like, parallel line that doesn't meet. Are you saying that it is very possible for someone to, like, switch their careers, like, if they had, like, a bachelor's degree in sciences, they can, like, switch to humanities if they want to?
Yeah,
right?
It's really, really possible. Like, it's highly possible, especially when it comes to my line of career. Yeah, it's really much possible for you to switch, because all that is needed is how well can you write, and you don't need a degree to be able to write. It's in you, it's inborn. If you can write, you can write. So, however, you might want to, like, okay, you need, like, to make it professional. You want to end up in academia like me, because that's one of the reasons why I applied for a master's, and I'm currently a PhD, because I love teaching. So and you need that qualifications to become an instructor. So so.
Okay, that is very, very, like, nice to know that one can switch from sciences to arts. But then, like, what special consideration did you think you received, like, when you applied to Miami? Because, like, I believe that maybe they might be prioritizing those with background in literature, background in solid English courses, than those that are switching from sciences.
Yeah, I don't think there was any special. Well, I think it's just your writing sample.
Okay.
It's just your writing. How strong is your writing sample? So, if your writing sample shows potential, then they're gonna definitely accept you. So, it's all about the writing samples. I think most MFA programs in the US they have it on their website that your application, the strongest part of it is your writing sample. Yeah.
Okay. So, before we go into the writing sample, the personal statement thing. So, let's just quickly, like, talk about this few questions.
Okay.
So, how did you prepare when you're trying to, like, apply to schools? Because now you mentioned that you were not of the art background or for science background. So, how did you, like, prepare for that?
The process was actually, it was I'm not gonna lie to you, it was somehow, because I've been applying for MFA programs for, I think I applied for about 3 years before I go. Yeah. So the first 3 years I was applying to schools in Canada.
Oh, okay.
University of British Columbia like 3 times, University of Guelph, and the likes in Canada. And then I think the fourth attempt, I just said, okay, let me just try the United States of America. And mind you, the reason why I've not been trying the US was because I looked at myself and said, oh, almighty USA, who am I? Who am I to get into a school in the US? And I'm not saying there are schools in Canada are bad. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I think it's just me looking down at myself and saying that, I can't get into schools in the United States of America. And so the fourth attempt, I decided to just, okay, let me try the US. However, those periods that I didn't get into schools in Canada was a period for me to learn and keep getting better.
Okay.
So I mean, schools in Canada that they accept me was more like telling me that there are things you need to do. This is the reason why we've not accepted you. Not that you're looking down. I mean, UBC is a great school actually. So so because of that, every time I make that mistake or I didn't get in, I try to look at my writing sample or look at my statement of purpose. What is it that I'm missing? I guess maybe by the time I applied to schools in US, I had gotten better. Yeah.
I like that perspective that you just like brought in. So to those watching this video, don't treat your rejection as a way that they are looking down on you. As Femi had said, you can like it could be a time of reflection. Think about like, oh, what are you not doing right? Why had this schools not like giving me this thing that I want? So probably like just like be a time of reflection. Sit down with your materials, review them, and like you can have new insights
Yeah.
into that. So thank you for sharing that. So now that you started applying to the US, so how many schools did you like apply to, and how many like gave you admission?
Yeah, I applied to 3 schools, and the
Okay.
limitation was what's it called? Application fee.
Application fee.
I have paid so many application fee in the past, and I was just like, no. I applied to 3 schools.
Do you
I
remember
think
those schools?
you want to know the name of the schools, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For those
I applied,
watching.
I applied to Brown University, which was an Ivy League school.
Oh, Brown.
I
Yeah.
looked at it, I said, this one, I'm just trying this one. I just want to try this one. So I applied to Brown University. I applied to University of Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
And then I applied to Miami University. So for University of Mississippi, it's stage by stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved from the first stage into the second stage. So which when I got the email, congratulations, you moved from the. It was like, oh, I think I'm going to get into a school this year. So that gave me hope, and but I don't think I got past the second stage. However, Miami University came in and they granted me admission. So it was more like, let me say, 1.5. 1.5 admission. Yeah.
Okay, so for Mississippi University, what was the second stage like? Was it like an interview phase or something different?
Yeah, the second stage was supposed to be an interview stage. I think like if you get into the second stage, then it's almost like you're getting into the program. Yeah. So the first stage is like where they look into your writing sample and they say, oh, this has the potential. Like, yeah. So the second stage is an interview stage.
Okay.
So, but I didn't get into that stage.
Okay, but for Miami, there was not like an interview, like. Right?
Yeah, there was. It doesn't have stages. So for Miami University, you just need to turn in your writing samples. They go through it, and if they're gonna admit you, they just send you an email that congratulations, you are in. So I didn't go to any interview for Miami University.
Okay. Because Mississippi State, like, it's similar to what my program did at Miami. So the first stage was to like invite you for an or like interview. Then after the interview, then you get the like admission decision. So I'm just like, oh, it's like the same. Okay, so that means that you only got one funding then.
Yes. Yes.
Which is good. Oh, okay, but then wow. Brown, like you didn't tell us like about Brown. What happened with Brown?
Brown was just Brown was just like
Brown was just Brown, Abby.
Let me just try this. I just let me just try. It's an Ivy League school. Not that I'm looking down on myself, but let me just try.
People get into Ivy League too.
Let me just try. So, but and I think by the time I made a mistake for my Brown University application. I used the past years. So the thing is, there was a time I tried applying to Brown. I didn't complete the application.
Oh.
So when I needed to like complete it, so I used that same application for the following year.
No.
So there was no new thing. So unlike when I now, that same year I applied to Miami and what's it called, Mississippi, and I used new materials. But I couldn't edit the Brown University own, and it's still on my portal. So I just anything. I guess I wasn't just serious with it. I know that was my own fault. Like I wasn't like let me
like it speaks a lot when people like own up to their faults. And I like that about you because like you own up because like this could be like, okay, this person is not serious. We cannot see any like iota of seriousness in this out there because we've read something similar to this before, and this person did not like make like an effort to even like revamp our destiny. So I don't think we will be giving this person consideration. So please those watching us, if you have an existing application that you've used last year, please sit down with it and revise it. ensure that you are updating your materials as you go, like daily. So that's okay. So can you like tell us what kind of material that you put together during your admission application?
Okay, so during that time of application, I think the first thing is your writing sample, and it varies depending on the school. So some schools might ask you to send like 15 pages of writing samples, writing sample rather, or 10 to 15 pages of writing sample, or and as a poet, I think it's just it, like I said, it varies. So if you're a fiction writer, it requires more pages, but as a poet, I think it's about 10 to 15.
Okay.
So so I had to create a packet of poems for that, and also your statement of purpose, and your resume, or CV, and your, what's it called now, reference letters.
Your reference letter, okay.
Yeah.
What about your transcripts? Did you submit your transcript?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I submitted my transcript, my bachelor's degree.
Oh, okay. So you turn in your writing samples because your program required that you submit a writing sample.
Yes.
Then you submitted your resume and your statement of purpose, transcripts, and recommendation letters.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so do you have any like tips for writing a statement of purpose, like a structure that one should like have in mind when drafting their SOPs?
I think with my little experience,
As a writer that you are, so give us that tips. We want that tips coming.
I think the only advice I can give people is to tell your story. That's I think is one thing that is really important, and that's the mistake people make sometimes. Or when they're writing their statement of purpose, sometimes people try to do too much. They try to be who they are not. I don't think in a way that is impressive. I mean, tell your stories. Like for me, I think one of the things I did was just to tell my story of how I moved from how I became a writer. And with that, I was able to talk about some of the things I've achieved in my little space as a writer. But one thing that really I feel must have caught the attention of the admission committee is the story behind being a writer. So, and this can be applied to different courses or different, like, what makes you unique, what makes you different. Those are that should go into your statement of purpose. When you say when you decide to study chemistry, how did that happen? What about that? Was it something that happened in your life that changed the narrative, and you're like, oh, I think I need to become a chemist in order to change the world or to change something? So these are things that I feel like should go into a statement of purpose. Tell your story and let them know who you are. And I think it's much important.
Okay, and also, thank you for saying that. Also, do you think that drafting your statement of purpose to match or to meet the school's mission matters? Kind of like to align your goals with their goals, kind of thing.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Depending on the goals, though. I mean, I used to tell people something. I've told people who are just applying that applying to school is like a full-time job.
Yeah.
It's like a full-time job. If you cannot send the same cover letter to to the same job, then don't do that with your statement of purpose.
Exactly.
If you go, so that is why it's very much okay to go to the website and look into their requirements. Okay, if you look at your statement of purpose and you see that it's not aligning with their mission or whatever then find a way to tweak it in order for you to meet their standard. So it's not advisable to use a generic statement of purpose for whole school. Look at the school. What are their requirements? What do they want? Some will even tell you that we want this word count. You have to cut it down. So yeah, I think it's actually okay for you to just try to read the website. Every information is there on the website. And it's just choose the website and align your statement of purpose with what they want. Some schools will even tell you that this is how we want your statement of purpose to be. Go to their frequently asked questions.
Some usually have samples.
Exactly. These are the things that we want, and it's just there. The materials are out there for you. Just check it out.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Another thing that I see that people do sometimes is that they kind of like includes some professor's name in their statement of purpose. Like, is that something that everyone should practice, or is it just meant for STEM people?
I feel like some schools don't. I feel like you might be doing too much if you are doing that. Some schools don't care.
I think that's so.
even if you put the richest man in your statement of purpose, so school don't, in fact, that's where they will tell you that what are you doing? Like, it still boils down to you knowing what that school wants. And some school it works for them. Like it's also a means of saying that for me to meet this person, it shows that I know what I'm doing in my field. Like it's just like maybe as a science student, you've met with the best researcher in your field and you put that in your statement of purpose. I mean, that's a very good thing. So it's just depending on what the school wants or what they do not want. And sometimes you might not know. And sometimes I also say that there's a place of prayer too, because you don't know what they want sometimes also.
Exactly.
The best school you are going to, or your favorite school, or the school that you want to just get into might not even have it out there telling you that these are what you want, or these are requirements. So you just have to make sure that your statement of purpose is actually good. Like, read your statement of purpose to yourself. If I'm part of the admission committee, would I accept myself? I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
it does make sense. It does make
would
sense.
I accept myself? So you read it back to yourself and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So it works. It might not. It might work. It might not work. So depending on the school.
Yeah. Also, something that I love like telling people is that they should find a third eye that can help them like read their or like application materials as well, like your SOP, your resume and stuff like that. Like just have someone like read it through for you and to just like fish out those things that do not like match with what the school might be requesting.
Yeah. I think I need to chip in something on that also, and of having a third or second eye. Sometimes people make a mistake of like what works for you might not, what works for A might not work for B. So most time you send in your work or I used to work because I'm used to this writing. You send in your statement of purpose to someone and they were like, oh, when I got in, this was what I wrote, this was the way I see it and everything. And why can't you tailor yourself? Your story is different. They can advise you, but try to sit down and look at I can't tell my story the way I'm telling someone else's story. Like, it's different. So it's actually different. So people should be careful or mindful of that in the place of getting advice.
Yeah.
Getting advice.
That actually like makes sense, because sometimes we that we are already like in the system, we already have this idea that okay, this is how my was and and I got my own admission and funding with this. So this should also like work for the next person.
Yeah.
But Femi is saying that he's trying to tell us that it doesn't work that way, because we already have biases already. Like, oh, this is and this should work for this person, right? But then it doesn't work because like we have to like maintain that other person's voice. Their own like unique voice has to like show that this is it. So this will like lead me to my next question, and this will be about artificial intelligence, AI. So do you think that that a prospective student should use AI in drafting their SOPs? Because I've been seeing like a lot of things online, like, oh, you don't need to struggle about writing your personal statement anymore. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Cloud AI to like come up with your or like SOP, and you just need to make some few things and all that there. What do you think about that, as someone in the English field right now?
I mean, with what you just said now, you just like as an English instructor, I mean, one of the things that we're against is using AI or for writing. It's just like
okay.
And AI AI in a way cannot be your voice. It cannot, like, there's no way AI would sound like you. And I feel like sometimes even people go as far as just copying and pasting. And at the end of it, doesn't sound like them.
Exactly.
So, using AI to write your statement of purpose, I think that's the first mistake you've made. You've like, no, it doesn't, it can't work. And you're not sending in, those that are sitting in the admission committee are not dumb people. Like, these are professors, these are people that have been in the field for years. They've read thousands of statement of purpose. And you're now seeing something that is just, this is
generic and
and they'll be like, what is going on here? Like, so AI, no, just forget about it. Like, I tell my students sometimes that I want to see your growth as a writer. Like, I want to see that limitation in that growth, that limitation. And I think it might be applicable to every other person. Like, we've seen a mistake here. We know it's a mistake, but that does not invalidate the person's voice. We've seen this error. It doesn't invalidate. We can still give them chances. Yeah, it's mistakes. But you're coming in with something that seems so perfect, and at the same time that it doesn't sound like you, then there's a problem there. So using AI to write your statement of purpose, I think you've started your failure at that point. Like, because AI doesn't sound human. There's no how you want to give it that prompt.
No, you can give it a prompt that, make it sound human, and it will sound human.
There is no way. When I mark scripts, sometimes I can tell that this doesn't sound, because one of the things I look at when and I'm coming from the fact of me teaching now, when I know my students, I can tell their strength and their weakness, because in class we make it interactive. I ask questions. So, and then suddenly you submit a paper and I'm seeing things that are like, is it not the same person? How did this happen? And everything. So yeah, I feel like just be yourself. Just write your statement of purpose. Let it sound like you. Let them see you for who you are. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that they won't. I don't know. I think we do too much. I think it's something. No, be who you are. Like, sound like yourself.
Okay, that's a good advice too. But then, like, something that I tell some people that have reached out to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Femi, as an English instructor, is that they can use AI to brainstorm. They can use it to brainstorm. You know, like, ask AI that, like, I'm applying to the school. Can you, like, tell me what should be in my resume, or like in my statement of purpose, right?
Yeah.
And they could also, like, ask AI some peculiar questions, like, so, like, this is the particular program or like applying for. What skills do I need to have in order to get admission to the school? So, like, those kind of questions might help you to think about, okay, like, I've experienced this in this way, so this should be in my personal statement, or like, this is what I am looking forward to, then this is what I should, like, include in my personal statement. So basically, for brainstorming, that's what I recommend AI for, and not just for, like, writing the whole thing from beginning to the end.
Because, that like, works.
Yeah, because, like, it won't even flow at all. Like, there will be, like, breaks in transmission, as my like husband would say that AI used to hallucinates. So, like, when like AI or like hallucinates, like, you won't even know, because, like, you're already, like, used to it already. You won't even know when it's spilling rubbish to you. So that's actually perfect. You can use AI to brainstorm. You can use AI to maybe draw an hack, or you like tips on stuff and that. But using AI to write, that's dangerous. Actually, I mean, there are so many things that you will see. Maybe I'm saying from the high of my career or my field, like, you would definitely know that something is wrong. I need to bring you and my husband together to come and talk about AI. Because no. Okay, so let's just move to the next question. Yeah, you should do that. Actually, I should do that. Yeah, I should do a workshop on AI. Yeah, writing. A workshop. Exactly. Okay. So, do you think GPA plays a role in admission decision?
Hmm.
Because I've had like people saying that, oh, like you can get funding or like admission in the US if you know, or like if you don't get first class, or if you don't have second class, or like second class, or like upper division kind of thing. So like, do you think that's like is a myth, or like it's it's true?
Yeah,
Is it a
I'm
myth, or
gonna
like?
talk my own experience
Okay.
actually, and I will say GPA does not matter. Like, especially if you're applying to a place like the West, like the US or Canada, what is needed is how can you prove yourself? I've seen people who graduated with first class and they didn't get anywhere, and I've seen people who graduated with the second class lower and they got into schools. Like, I mean, good schools to talk to. So I think is how can you prove yourself? And in the place of proving yourself, what do you have in your statement of purpose? Now tell me, how does ChatGPT tell that story?
I will tell you, or like I will tell or like AI that, oh, I've won this, or like award. This is who I am. Just help me draft something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But all the same, I hear you though. But all the same.
Femi, do you know that some people like upload their CVs on ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to write their personal statement based on what is on their CV? So
There are limitations to that actually. If by the time I read the statement of purpose or someone else's reads the statement of purpose, you would definitely see the limitation.
definitely.
I've been in a class before we cycle back to the question. I've been in a class. I didn't think my MFA, and someone used ChatGPT to write an essay. It was an assignment. Immediately the professor picked the paper. She just said, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't read all. She was like, ChatGPT. So if you are someone who has read enough, like you've read lots, you can tell this. That's why we, like your husband, we are in the writing field, like, and we've read so many tests and everything, and you can tell something is wrong somewhere. This doesn't sound human. Like, this doesn't sound. There's no way. I mean, it might not be applicable to STEM.
Yeah,
This is I'm looking down on STEM courses, but when it comes to English, when it comes to creative writing, and so no, don't try it. I mean, that's no. You can tell. So coming back to the question about GPA, I don't think it's a yardstick. I don't think so because it's all you just need to do is, I mean, so many. Okay, let me quickly, like I said, based on experience. Now, for schools in the US, with what I know, with my little knowledge, they use the last two sessions of your degree,
of your school year,
or the last 4 semesters. So, and the reason behind that is that the first year and the second year, so many things might have happened. So many people might have gone through, maybe they are coming in from a traumatic experience, and or something is happening in their household and everything, and they couldn't perform well in their first year and their second year. So, and they know that they needed to graduate. So, and sometimes the strength of a student comes in their is it penultimate semester and the final semester. So, and because of that, they use the last 2 sessions to judge. And that's why, so the first 2 sessions might not matter. It's the last 2 sessions. And so imagine someone who graduated with a second class lower, and then your last 4 sessions, you're just having like 3.6, 3.7, or 4.0, 4.0. Definitely, it speaks loud. Like, that's your strength. That they can see the improvement in the last 4 semester. Yeah. So because of that, and that's what they will evaluate, or that's what I think or with what I've seen, that they used to evaluate, and that's most schools tell you that all that matters to them is the last 4 semesters of your degree. So does GPA matters? Well, I mean, someone with a 1.0 cannot. That's outside the box. Sorry, but yeah, second class lower, yeah, give it a shot. Even third class, yes, give it a shot. You need to prove. You need to tell your story. Oh, so many people went through a lot. Some people were they actually were the ones fending for themselves, doing 4, 3 jobs and everything. That doesn't make them unintelligent. It doesn't make them an olodo. It's just that life happened. And if you can prove that in your statement of purpose, that yes, give me a shot, I can perform well as a master's student or as a PhD student, yeah, they can give it to you.
Okay, yeah, thank you for saying that. Thank you for giving some people hope right now. Yeah, because like, oh, they must have heard this like multiple times, but then like, oh, they just needed one more person to say that, and you said it right now. Yeah. So just to like circle back to the beginning. So
Okay.
while you were trying to apply to schools for your master's degree, were there any like difficulties that you came across during that time?
There were a lot of difficulties.
Like what?
Because I didn't know what writing represents me enough. Or should I say represented me enough? Yeah. I didn't know as a then, and I it was hard for me to select the right pieces for my writing sample. So, and this is where finding a community comes in. So for me, I had to go on Facebook. I looked. There's what we call MFA draft on Facebook. Your husband might probably know that. It's called MFA group, where it's a community of writers who are applying for masters in finance. So for anyone who is in writing, who is a writer, this is a tip for you. Just go on Facebook and search for MFA draft. And so it's a community of writers. They come together. They are vets in the group that can actually look into your writing sample. For that year, they paired me with somebody who in the program already.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and
great.
Yeah, in the US. So they paired me with him, and so I sent him my writing sample to him. I sent my statement of purpose to him, and he looked at it. Not that he and also I have a friend, Chiamaka. Also, thank you, Chiamaka, so much. Chiamaka was actually instrumental to my move from Nigeria to
Shout out to Chiamaka.
Yeah, she looked into my statement of purpose also, and as a matter of fact, I think she was the one who was also hammering on that I need to tell my story also. And she gave me insight on the application. So Chiamaka and this person that I got linked to were the ones who looked into my statement of purpose, who looked into my writing samples. And as a then also, I think Chiamaka was in Miami University. So she helped me even in the arrangement of the writing sample. Oh, this one is the strongest. Let this one come for. This one is the weakest. Let's it go.
I have to bring Chiamaka to this.
Let it go last. So she helped me with the rearrangement, and she looked into my statement of purpose, and this was, I think your statement of purpose is okay. And then the other guy too just looked at, okay, it deleted some things, and okay, this doesn't sound strong. Let's delete it. If you delete this, so those challenges, I was able to overcome those challenges with the help of people. If I had done that alone, I don't think it would have. And another thing with having people to see, like you said it earlier, now having 2 or 3 people look into your stuff there's a way it gives you hope. If people look at it and be like, yeah, this is good. I mean, people that are genuine, not people that will tell you lies. Because some people will be like, oh, I don't want to get this person offended. And would, yeah, it's okay. They start giving you lies. No, we're talking about genuine people that will critically look at it and give you constructive criticism. And constructive constructive feedback. I said, yeah. Oh God, PhD program. Constructive feedback.
We understand.
On your statement of purpose or writing. Those are people that you should look up to. And do not be shy to share your work or your statement of purpose. You are not. No one is an island of knowledge. Like be free to accept, and that does not mean you accept everything. Also, be objective about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely be objective about that. And something that came to mind when you're talking about like sharing your personal statement with or like other people was something that like there is this thing called like blueprint, right?
Mhm.
Where like people as like walk the same path you are like trying to like walk through. So I've like seen a scenario whereby somebody like shared their statement of purpose with this prospective student,
Yeah.
and the prospective student actually like dubbed what the person like sent to them, saying that, oh, this got you like multiple funding and or like admission. I think this should work for me. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, it cannot work for you because we do
Yeah.
not have the same stories,
Yeah.
right? And like if you go on LinkedIn, there are several people like sharing their personal statements, and people are doing exact same thing,
No,
copying
no,
the story word for word and turning it back to some schools.
no.
What do you have to say about that? Because I'm
I
like,
know it. I don't think it's going to work. Like I said, these are guys that have read a lot of statements of purpose,
yeah.
like, and they can distinguish which if this is a if this is a real voice or not.
Or not, yeah.
I won't advise anyone to do that. I mean, you can look at it and see like what's it called, like the paragraph structure.
Mm-hmm.
Try to look at, okay, let's assume someone who got into Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go through the statement of purpose and you look at the first paragraph. What made it catchy? Like what was that thing that makes that
What
first
was the
paragraph?
hook?
And then look at it and then see if you can do something similar to that, but not as if you want to now put everything like like you can try to look at what makes this statement of purpose unique.
Unique, exactly.
And how can I tailor my own voice to something like that? And there's nothing wrong in also you finding your own voice. We talk about this in writing. Find your voice. Just find your voice.
Be authentic.
Yes, be authentic. So there's nothing wrong in you finding your own voice. And like I said, there's no there's no perfect way to this statement of purpose thing. There is no perfect way, sincerely. There are some statement of purpose that you've read and you'll be like, how did this one get in? How did this person get into the
I have
book?
read one, I'm like, how did they give you admission?
What were they doing when they pick these people? So another factors might come into place when they were making the decision on that person. So for someone who does not have a strong GPA, your statement of purpose must be strong. I'm telling you, it must be really, really strong. But for someone who has a strong GPA, I'm not saying your statement of purpose should not be strong also, but it has to be strong too. However, for someone who has a very low GPA, you need to tell your story. Like, you need to prove it there. That you are intelligent, you are smart. You can start it. I think one thing they are looking for is, can this person start a master's program and finish well?
Yeah, and succeed. Yeah.
And succeed. So it's not about, can we give this person a shot? If this person will not disappoint us or just waste our funding. Yeah. So you need to be able to prove it in your statement of purpose. So that's why it's important. So tailoring someone's statement of purpose might not work. You need to find your voice. You need to write your own unique story.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing that. And this reminded me of my own personal experience when I was writing my own personal statement. So what I capitalized on was probably one of my one and only career that I had. And that wasn't because I failed the exam. I never even like wrote the exam. I missed the exam time. You know how Nigeria is now. Like I should not say like Nigeria though. Yeah. My department, like, they not even my it was a borrowed course, so they moved the time to a different time, and I had the previous time. I was working with the previous time. They moved it earlier, and the time that I had was 12, so they moved the exam to 9. So I was preparing for the exam for 12, and when I get there at 12, my classmates were coming out of the like. What? And I'm like, okay, what next? So they said, okay, go to this lecturer. I did that and all that. And, I still had to, like, receipt the next year, right? So that was the story I told in my own like ultimate of purpose. Like this was what caused that one thing that you saw, and this
Yeah.
was what I did the next time. I like it's not just like, oh, next time I went there early. I took them through the steps, like step by step, step by step, step by step. So like they kind of like saw my growth in that kind of way. Like, okay, this
Yeah.
person took time management seriously. This person will now pay more or like attention to details. This person now prioritize community that can give her good or like information, you know, like those kind of steps by step by step by step, something like that. So just like giving them example. So if you have carryover and you bounce back really good, that could be like, oh, one of your selling points, you know, like they want to see your resilience. They want to see how like, oh, um how much you can like progress if you like they want to see how much you have progressed if you've or like encounter setback before, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just moving on because I said that the time is almost going. So let's move to your visa part. So just like share your visa or like experience with us.
Oh God. That's a full book on its own.
Okay, do we have to bring you back?
And my visa experience was it's I think, okay, let's say the visa day it went well, but prior to that
Yeah.
it was
Looking
great.
for date is ethic. No.
Yeah, looking for a date. I don't know if I can say this, but I think that your husband reminded me we kind of met during that period. Yeah, so we were both looking for dates then.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, no, it's not. I don't want to remember it right now.
Yeah, we were both looking for dates then, and eventually I was able to get a date, but fear crippled me. And I just want to say this, and just for anyone who might be going through the same. So I think I joined groups. I joined several groups then, who were preparing people for visa interviews, and so I'm the kind of person that I get easily anxious, and so at that period I will see people come in, like make comments and tell me about how it just dropped in the group how they didn't get their visa. So many things were just messed up with my head, and at some point I had to remove myself from that group because I couldn't take it like no. And I was just telling God that no, if this is for me then it's fine. So I started. So I had like 2 or 3 friends who were also applying for a visa and the same course of study, MFA program, but in different schools. And we came together and we were prepping each other. We were asking ourselves possible questions, possible visa questions, and the rest. And the first person, when she got it, the second, I was the last person in my group. And they were all
God was already in your neighborhood, so
yes. And they were all praying for me, and they at least they will have close to 3-4 questions. And on the day of, I chose Abuja as a location.
Oh,
so
why go far?
I had Lagos don't give visas like that. Yeah, so I chose Lagos. It's part of the fear thingy, and so I went to Abuja, and right in front of me, 2 people or 3 people were denied. Right in front of me, the other person or the other in the other space or cubicle, where that man was just scrutinizing. He was on that lady like for like 5-10 minutes.
And you're like, what's going on?
That day, I could see what fear can do to people. There was this guy in front of me that I don't know what it was like. He lost his school of thought. Like he could not remember anything. Even me, I would give you the visa with what he was saying. But when I got there, I don't know what happened. I was asked just one question, and there was a way I planned my answers. You know how you don't call, okay, what's your purpose of all of those things? That was the way I planned. Like I had that.
Yeah. Why this school?
Exactly.
Why this program?
From top to bottom. Surprisingly, she did not ask me she asked the last question.
The last one. And what was that?
And what will you be doing after your
after
program?
graduation? Yeah.
Do you know that I was shocked.
Like, I
I
already
wasn't
prayed for this one.
I wasn't expecting that. And she said, I now said, oh, well, I'm going to the university. I'm going to Miami. She said, no, that's not why I asked you. What will you be doing?
We don't
So
want.
I think that gave me like a minute to quickly think about the answer. So I told her my answer and that this is it and blah blah blah. While I was talking, I'd already exhausted my answer. And I was just saying I'll keep writing and writing and writing and writing. Even if I was like, God, I hope this one will not implicate me. And she was typing, and then the next thing I had was that, congratulations, you've been. I was like, just like that. I was just asked one question. And that was how I got the visa. So, but before then, fear, prayers, and then, oh my God.
People not getting the visa.
After I got the visa, I was just like, finally, like it was not easy, but, and I also remember like prepping someone recently, and when I gave him that advice, like because he also joined these groups, and I'm not saying those groups are not helpful, so I'm not saying they are not helpful, but if your mind cannot take it, just remove yourself from the group. So he came back one day doing one of our sessions, and he was just telling me that today they bashed him and they said so many things, like, and that really like drained his hope, and I was like, you know what, calm down first, let's talk about this, remove yourself from that group. And he removed himself, and then I started asking him questions. I told him, okay, you didn't answer this one well, like what if you answer this one and everything. He got his visa, it was approved, and he's moving to the US soon. So yes, he's moving to the US soon. So it's, if you can, I think just trust in God and also find people that you can talk to. Like sometimes groups, even these people that are doing this stuff don't even know the right answer or anything. Some even out of jealousy bash you and say so many. So if you cannot take it, just
let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
When I was preparing for my own like interview, so like I have my husband, right? Like he had done his own, and or like he had gotten his own visa, and me because of the date issue, like my interview date was when or like I was meant to resume the school, so I had to like write to the school, so they issued me another or like high 20 and stuff like that, and they kind of like extended my class date or something. So during that phase of prepping for interview, I joined this this WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
WhatsApp groups that I joined, and this person was telling me that, oh, never have a quiet moment when you are talking. Like I should just like keep talking, keep saying things, even like if the things doesn't make sense. I'm like, even if it doesn't make sense, why would I keep talking things that don't make sense? Why does it not make sense? You know? But then like on my like interview date day, like I got there, and the VO was asking like different questions, right? And during that quiet moment, you know, I wanted to like do what they said. Like, okay, I was talking, and the VO was like, I never asked you to talk. And I'm like, oh, sorry. He's like, just keep quiet. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I'm like, okay. But I'm like, I just wanted to, like I said, don't say anything. I'm like, okay, thank you. And, you know, that short moment, it was like, oh, congratulations. And I'm like, just like that.
Just like, exactly.
And I'm like, I didn't even say much. Like, the only question that he asked me was like my supervisor's name. I was even surprised, like, why was that for my supervisor's name? Yeah. My supervisor's name, why the program. Yeah. And why that program, I tied it with why the program and why the school at the same time, because now, you know, like we've already like prepped it together.
You already have the answer like that. Yeah.
I just gave it to him.
Yeah.
Like that was like, oh yeah, like what I've said, like matches with what he wanted, and I shouldn't like say things anymore, because I'm like, I want to keep talking, like, no, like, we had quiet moment for like 5 minutes, like it was really long and very quiet. I was like, I just keep saying something, because like this quietness is like, it's becoming too long. But then, like, you know, just do like,
I don't think you have to like say something. Like I said, when I exhausted my answer, I was just saying I would, as a writer, I will keep writing.
Exactly, you keep
that was
publishing for us. You keep writing.
You don't need to add. I see. This is the point. especially if you're dealing with people that understand psychology, the human psychology. I feel like when you're doing too much, they know. And in the place of your dressing, the place of your composure and everything, it matters a lot. Like,
yeah, you have to dress well.
So those are things that you need to don't wear a suit to a visa interview. Don't I'm sorry.
What do you mean? You can wear a suit.
This is my own personal thing. You can wear a suit and you get your visa. I'm just personally, I'm just like, just dress casually. Like, go there, be yourself. Like, still like you're having a conversation. I mean, if you're sure of yourself, like, they can't ask you what you don't know. So it's a simple question, like, or even if you don't have fund, how do you want to fund yourself? Say the truth.
Yeah, you already have your own people funding
exactly.
with you. Just present it.
Present it, and that is it. So with the group made it look as if it is rocket science, like it's crazy, like it's hard. I must do this, I must that. And I got there, I found out that it's not like that. It wasn't like that at all. It's just simple questions, and so they are not just looking at your answer; they are looking at your composure, your eye contact, how are you responding to questions, your dress, all those things. Those are the things they are looking for. It's not about the question also. It's not just. In fact, some people, they don't even ask them questions. Like I said, I was only asked one question. It's more like she has given me the visa.
Yeah, before you even said anything.
Before I even said anything. Yeah. So, how composed are you? Your eye contact, your voice, the cadence of your voice, and all of those things. If maybe your voice is shaking, or you are kind of like not. You can tell the visa, can you give me a minute to just. They will give it to you. They're not.
I did that myself because I stutter, right? So I told my viewer that I stutter, and or like I would like his consideration. I was like, yeah, sure, go on. And I was like, do I want to lean in to him? I'm like, yeah, sure. So, and I was like, fine. There's nothing wrong with like, expressing yourself to them.
They're humans, like they are compassionate. Like, talk to them, like have a conversation, like just have a conversation. But by the time you start adding things, tomatoes, pepper, and everything to it, then it becomes a problem. And that's why some people shoot themselves on the leg, because by the time that question will now bring another question, and you won't be able to answer it.
Exactly. So, as our instructor have said, our professor, preferably, try to maintain eye contact. Be confident in yourself and with your answers. Like, they know when you are second guessing what you're saying. They can see that, and they know when you are scared and so unsure of yourself. Dress confidently. The way you are dressed or like already like speaks volume or like about you. Don't be scared. Don't be scared like this guy that was in front of me during my own time. The guy was very scared, so he had to like switch place with me, and I went to the VO instead of him. So, and I got my own visa approved. Why he got his own rejected? Because the VO saw that he was scared. The VO clearly saw that he was scared. So please don't be scared. You like just go confidently and smile. Put a smile on your face. Don't let people's rejection or impact you at that particular time, because definitely you'll see people saying that, oh, they did not give me, they rejected me.
Coming back to dressing. When I say casually, I'm not saying you should just wear polo and jeans. I'm not saying that.
Don't wear singlet though.
Dress well. If you want to wear a good tailor suit, wear it too. I'm not asking you not to wear a suit and everything. All I'm just saying is that dress well. Dress in a way that you want people to address you. Like, if you want to dress professionally, dress as a responsible person, please dress that way.
Yeah. So we'll be bringing this interview to an end. So I would like you to like give a word to your younger self. Like, if you were to be in this show, I know that like you've done this or like application twice, because for your PhD as well you have to like reapply, and I'm very sure that you brought in like some of the things that you've learned during the first time to the second time. So can you just like give us like an advice, like, okay, like, this is what you should do, like, going forward, or this is what you shouldn't do going forward, like an advice for prospective students trying to get admission into the US?
I think one advice I'm gonna give to my yesterday stuff, let me put it that way, is that life evolves. Like, change is constant. Yesterday is not the yesterday. So between yesterday and today, what has changed? And why am I saying that is because I made a mistake in some of my application, and is that I was using a generic statement of purpose or writing sample, but that does not show growth. So, and I remember there was a time in my PhD, when I was applying for my PhD, that I used almost the same writing sample I used for my MFA. I think that it just got me to an MFA, can get me to a PhD. I didn't get into any of those schools. So I have to go back and start and bring in something fresh, a new voice. That was when I got into a PhD program. So what am I saying is, in essence, is that let show your growth in whatever you're doing, and do not lean on past achievements or whatever. Yeah, past achievements are good, but let people see your growth. Let them see that growth from who you were yesterday and who you are today. So, and try to show that and showcase yourself with that. So, because no one is going to give someone who is still living in the past. They want to know what you have become today, and what your future person, what you're gonna be. So I think that's the advice that I'm just gonna give. Let people see your growth. Let people see how you're evolving every day. Positively, I mean, no.
I think I forgot to ask you this one question. Okay. So, what factors were in consideration when you're trying to look for schools? I forgot to ask you that question. What were your factors? Okay, I think this school is good for me. This school is not good for me. I think this one is okay for me. This is not okay for me.
I think I was looking for schools that I can thrive in. Schools that recognize my voice. I keep saying voice. I'm sorry, only writers might understand what I was trying to say with voice.
It's not just writers, even or in my field, we preach voice.
Voice, yes.
Own your voice.
Yes, I'm sorry, Lord. People who can recognize my voice, and people who, I was looking for a community, and I'm sincere with you, or sincerely, I found that in Miami University. Miami University changed so many things about me. I found a home, I found a family. My professors became my friends that I can talk to. In fact, I think one of my professors even became a therapist for me. Yes. I went up to her and I was just downloading all my life history to her. And after she was like, that was a lot. Thank you for trusting me. So I found that in Miami. And I tell people, Miami is the best that's ever happened to me. In my journey, in my life journey, Miami helped me. Miami formed me. I'm not talking that, I'm not saying different stages in life, but at this present stage of mine, Miami showed me that I can actually find a family outside the kind of family I have back home. And so that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. And I'm grateful that I came to Miami. I'm grateful that I graduated from Miami. I'm grateful that I'm a red Hawk, right?
Red Hawk.
Red Hawk. Yeah, so that was what I was looking for. Yeah. And I think there's another thing that that a small group can actually do. When you're in a small group, you tend to conversate better.
Yeah, definitely.
And where there's no competition or where there's nothing like that, and everyone is saying that we can all grow together. My friends are lasting right now in Miami University. And so I think if people are also considering applying to schools, look at schools that can schools that are looking for you to become a better version of yourself. Not just traveling out of Nigeria or say I want to go to school. If I get to do school, will I thrive? Would I become a better version of myself? And I don't think anyone who has gone to Miami can say a different story. This is me telling you that I applied to Miami University.
This is a free advert for Miami.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's just what I can say. Like, look for the right look for a school where you can thrive.
Yeah.
In your field. In your field. Like, their interest is your interest.
It's actually make a lot of sense because same thing Miami made me, and I am where I am all thanks to Miami. And I can remember and I can remember during like one of my job interviews that I was like, oh Miami, I'm like, oh Miami, oh that's a great school. Oh, do you know this professor? I'm like, yeah, she's my professor. And they were like, oh, you must be very good. I'm like, yes, I'm good. So employ me. So Miami is just that school. Like it's a very good school. It's that school. Like they have top professors. They have like people that have like won different nationally recognized awards that they know in the like. So this is a free advert for Miami. If you get to see this video anytime, any day, like you are your OGs for life.
Yes. And Oxford is a good town. If you're looking for a nice town, serene.
Then shout out to our church, RCCG.
Exactly. King's Cross. Shout out to King's Cross. Yeah. Pastor Mike and Pastor Bumi Olaniyo. Yeah.
Shout out to them. So, okay, thank you for coming to this channel
today.
Thank you
so much for having me. Yeah. This has been like fun, interesting, and yeah.
Yeah, it's not your regular straight interview,
Yes.
I don't do that. Okay, do you want to tell those watching to subscribe to my channel and tell them to comment if they want you to come back, or if they want to reach out to you, like if you want them to reach out to you though,
yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to Dami first and then reach out to me. Okay. Well, that's on the lighter note, but yeah, if you want to reach out to me, you can. I think I'm on social media. I'm on all the platforms. So you can just type Adefemi Fagite on X, on Facebook or Instagram. I'm there. And I'm open to your questions. And then please subscribe to our Mommy Dami's YouTube channel. Please, you can. This information are free and they are unique. They are helpful. So please, for more information like this, please just subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Bangam.
See, this story that I'm bringing to you guys, they are real life experiences. There's no sugarcoating. There's no real answer or question at all. Fresh. Giving you this real life.
So please subscribe. Subscribe for more.
Okay.
And if you want me to come back, if you have questions, you can just drop in the comment section and we can address that later.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so if you want me to come back, I'm open to have this again with you guys.
Thank you so much, Femi.
You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you for having me too.